I'm Misha Hadaway, CEO and owner of Gentle Mama Counseling, and you're tuned into Ladies Power Lunch.
Hi, I'm Nadine Keller, CEO of Precision Sales Coaching and Training, and you are tuned into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Debbie Sodergren, the CEO of Up Vibrations, and you are plugged into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Christy Sullivan, human design expert, author, and speaker, and you are tuned in to the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Keisha Zulo, president of Events of Joy, and you're tuned into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Mary Colangelo. I'm an international fashion therapist, and you are tuned in to the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm LaQuisha Clemens, the CEO of Freedom Life Therapy and Wellness. You are tuned in to the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Kiana Coachman Strickland, also known as DJ Q Boogie. I'm the founder of Female DJ Association, and you are tuned into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Grow Your Business Smarter, Live Your Optimal Life TV show and podcast. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who've never met me before, I am Dr. Davia Shepherd, and in addition to hosting this show called Grow Your Business Smarter, Live Your Optimal Life, what an unwieldy title. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. In addition to hosting this outstanding show, I also host a women's group called Ladies Power Lunch. Let me tell you a little bit about Ladies Power Lunch. It's a wonderful place for women in business to come together and support each other. Pretty much that's what we do. The problem that you might be struggling with in your business, that thing that might be a bit of a holdup, guess what? There's somebody out there, another woman in business who's been there, who has done that. And like we like to say on this show, who has bought that t-shirt. And not only has she been there and done that, but she recognizes that she can help you and she can share her wisdom with you so that you don't have to go through recreating the wheel to get your business to where it needs to be. We started from really, really humble beginnings, from 6 women in a Ruby Tuesday on Route 6 in Bristol, Connecticut, just having lunch and thinking about the things that were not going the best in our businesses. And we were all kinds of women in nonprofit, women in small business, women in larger business. 6 of us. There was one woman in our group who was even retired, but actually coming into her second act. But what held us all together and has caused us to grow over all this time has just been this desire to support each other and the knowledge that when we do support each other, that every single one of us wins. So I want to invite you, before we talk about anything else, before we do anything else, take a pause and go to growsmarternotharder.com/login. And there you'll be able to become a part of our 100% free community. You'll be able to join us on our Facebook. You'll be able to find us in all the places that we are in media, and you'll be able to have access to our members sharing their wisdom with you in our Ladies Power Lunch archive. So again, come join us, growsmarternotharder.com/login. Okay, on with this show with its unwieldy title, Grow Your Business Smarter, Live Your Optimal Life. Our objective here is to bring our Ladies Power Lunch members onto the show, the ones who know their stuff backwards, forwards, and in a circle, the ones who have expertise in particular areas that can help us to grow our business. We bring them on the show and they share their gifts and talents with us. And our hope is that you can find something in our show every single time that you can take away and go apply it in your business and see your business grow. So I hope that for you today. But also, our show isn't just about growing your business smarter, but we could spend a whole lot of time just pushing and pulling and struggling and stressing and straining and not enjoying the benefits of our life and our business. So we want to make sure that as we are growing our businesses smarter, we're also enjoying our lives in the way that we're meant to. And so we also do have aspects of our conversation that are focused on that. So now that you know who I am, you know what the show is all about, you know how to join our community, I want to take a moment to welcome friend to the show, supporter of Ladies Power Lunch, just one of those women who is always there for all of us. I want to introduce you to our speaker today, our presenter, our dear friend, Jackie Baldwin. Jackie, welcome. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you. Thank you, Davia, for always being that champion for all of us. And your energy and your positive spirit is just always uplifting. So thank you. Thank you. And it's always a privilege and an honor to be joining you.
I love to hear that so much. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. So here's what we're talking about this season. We are talking about all the things that women in business need now to grow their business. The truth is, things have changed, right? Because if we were having this conversation maybe even a year and a half ago, maybe AI wouldn't be a big part of the conversation we're having. Maybe the social media space wouldn't be as crowded as it is now. Lots of things have changed, lots of things are different. And so the conversation we're having with our presenters who come on to share their gifts and talents with us is, can we cut out all the fat and just talk about what do we need to do to get to the end of 2025 and say, yes, we are achieving our objectives. We are growing the way that we want to grow. We are serving the folks that we want to do. We're using our businesses to make the world a better place. And so one of the things that we always have to talk about, it might not be the thing that we want to talk about, but we always have to talk about that money, honey. And so
Absolutely.
that's why I love bringing Jackie on the show, because Jackie takes us where we need to go with this conversation about money. Jackie, can you share with everybody a little bit about who you are and about the wonderful things that you're doing in the world?
Absolutely, it'll be an honor. So I am a financial advisor, and I really do work with, I work with individuals, but I also work a lot with business owners, specifically women business owners. A lot of times, and I love to create what I call become one of the few, a financially empowered woman. Because, like it or not, even still today, there are many women who feel intimidated about financial matters. Yeah. And that's what I'm here for. And I'm here to break it down in a way that is relatable, where you don't feel intimidated. There is no dumb question. Always ask whatever questions. I am here to help take the mysticism out of money, help encourage you to feel confident about your financial situation, because if you can do that, then it just helps your mindset with your business as well. Because I think a lot of times for women, when I'm speaking with women business owners, the financial aspect is sometimes can be intimidating and hold them back, and they can feel, what is that word, imposter syndrome, that can actually slip into even the financial aspect of things. Like I know I can do my business, I can, I know what I'm doing, I know the service, but when it comes to things like how much do I charge for my product or service, or how do I get funding for my business? Do I have to just use up all my savings? Do I have to tap into my family? How are we going to get money to get this business off the ground? And just those types of things. And I'm here to help with all of that and make things a lot simpler and easier and just build up that confidence.
I love that. And everybody knows I overshare way too much. Everybody who watches or listens to our show, wherever you might find us, whether you're finding us on our podcast or YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, however you're finding us, if you've been watching for a while, you know I am overshare central. I love a lot of things about being in business. One of the things that I am not enamored with is the money piece. And so I really enjoy having conversations with people like Jackie, people who are confident with the money piece so that I can learn more and be better at money. I can do money better.
And let me share with you and the audience as well. I understand money and how to make money and so forth. But even I myself have had struggles with undervaluing my services, things like that, all of that. And so when I share this with my clients, it comes from a place of I've been there. I've worn that t-shirt, like you said, and I bring this genuine, yeah, I feel your pain and we're going to work through this together. So,
Jackie, as you say that, I know that a lot of the folks who are catching this, they know you, they've met you because they're watching it inside the Ladies Power Lunch portal. But for the people who are new to you, can you just, I need for you to explain to them a little bit about how you even became a financial advisor, because I don't think they know yet that when you say your heart is in the right place, how very much it is.
Sure. So, I've been in the financial services business. Gosh, I'm coming up on 40 years. Can you believe that?
Yes.
That's just mind-boggling to me. But I've been in a lot of different roles, and of course, being in this business this long has been male dominated.
Mhm.
And then I myself went through a divorce. I'm coming up on 9 years. Well, that seems like a long time as well. And I found myself, even as a financial advisor, I found myself in a situation where I didn't understand the finances of my household. And so I had to truly start from scratch all over again at 51. So that was a rough patch. And then I was with a firm that was wonderful, but I had a different view of how I wanted to be with my clients. I wanted to not have a time constraint. I didn't want to have a limit on what services I offer. You know, I consider myself a holistic financial advisor, and that is because I believe in the triad of health. We need to be financially healthy, physically healthy, and emotionally, spiritually healthy. Because if any of one of those is not in good shape, it has a very detrimental effect on the other two. I can help with the financial aspect, but quite frankly, that's why I have loved being part of Ladies Power Lunch, is because I can bring into the fold, if you will, professionals that can help my clients in those other two areas. And that is my heart. I want my clients to be happy in every aspect of their lives. And sometimes that takes money to fund the other two pieces. And so
Yeah.
I make that a priority. When we're doing, for instance, when we're working through cash flow analysis, I make sure that non-negotiables include self-care. That's how important that is to me. And so that is my heart. And we talk through feelings and emotions and what are your hopes and dreams? Think crazy, think wild, don't limit yourself, because we can get there at least in some way, shape, or form. And those are the types of things why I decided to strike out on my own 8 years ago and really start my own firm where I can do and be all of this for my clients without any limitations or expectations by anybody else. I own it. So I get to set the stage.
Yes, I love that. And I really always love for you to really share that with folks, because then they'll understand that this isn't just a job for you.
Oh, no.
This is a calling for
Mhm.
you. And I appreciate that about you. It's not all the time that you find folks in financial services who really feel as strongly as you do.
Well,
So
thank you for allowing me and pulling that out for me.
always, every single time. So I also love that you really appreciate the benefits of not just growing the business and doing the things and making the money, but also looking at the way that all of this is affecting your life. And are you living the life that you want? Are you taking care of yourself? What's your self-care look like? That's so important too.
Well, and Dr. Davia, I share this, I think, probably every time we're on as well. When you met me, that was, gosh, it was almost 9 years ago now, if that's hard to believe. And I was a hot mess, as you will recall. And I was in a really bad spot emotionally, physically. My body was not responding well to the stress of going through those changes. And I, at that point, realized, my gosh, I could be making money. I could be making all the money in the world. But if I don't have these other areas in check and in good health, I'm not going to enjoy it. And I'm probably not even going to show up well in the financial, in my own business, if I don't take care of this. And so that's why I'm so grateful for you getting me back onto my health journey as well. So
Thank you for saying that, Jackie. Thank you so much. So we have an extra friend joining us today. We always love to have our pet babies with us. So hi there. I am really I really want you to share with us what's the number one thing, obstacle that you are noticing that women in business are showing up with now? And how is that a little bit different from how they were showing up, say, 5 years ago before the pandemic or something like that? What are the challenges that are showing up for women in business when it comes to their financial health?
quite frankly, I think I'd like to start with what's opened up since the
Mm-hmm.
and that
Okay.
is this work-life balance has become
Mm.
much more accepted across genders, across generations, because we all had a chance to take that pause in 2020 and get a flavor for what does work-life balance actually feel and look like. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that is actually a positive.
Yes.
It's actually been brought to all of us because it's now acceptable for me to be having the Zoom with you and my dog barking, and nobody's going to say, "Oh my gosh, what was that?" So things like that. The fact that, women in particular who oftentimes are the ones shuttling, when they have young children, shuttling them around back and forth. That seems to still be the case. Although many more men are also having flexibility now so they can share in that responsibility, which is wonderful. So I think all of those are great positives. But I do think that some of the challenges still remain, such as getting that funding for your business.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to be confident that you have the financial knowledge. I mean, that is still prevalent. I haven't seen any improvement in that area. As a matter of fact, sometimes I think it's actually gotten less because, if I will say this, there's so much information available out on the web that you can look up. But when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to financial things, it almost makes you more confused, because I have clients come to me and they say, well, I read this and I read that. So much of it is not applicable to what they're trying to accomplish in their business. It can actually add more confusion. to their financial understanding. They may have actually thought they understood finances a little bit better. And I am finding that the more information that's out there, because it's so complex and it's so unique for each person and each business, that it can actually, I think, cause people to be even more apprehensive about their financial knowledge and their financial empowerment. I know it sounds probably contrary, but it's what I'm finding when I'm seeing, when I'm meeting with people. But some of the other positives that are out there are we can virtually do everything electronically. That is a huge change from even before the pandemic. I couldn't send forms to clients to wet sign and to electronically sign and do all of this stuff virtually. I can have clients all over the country now because of Zoom becoming such a, virtual meetings becoming so prevalent. And it allows for women business owners to slip those meetings in. They can meet with me more often and we can get through things faster for them because they can slip that in on a lunch hour without having to take half a day to come and see me. So there's a lot of positives, I think, that have come up. But the funding is still, there hasn't been a whole lot of change over 5 years, unfortunately. Small Business Association is still just as difficult to get loans from. There hasn't been a lot opening up in that area. So I think that's where working with somebody like myself, we can start designing your business so that when you go for that loan, you have something to show. We're actually showing the value. We can show the projections. We can do all of that.
I love that. Setting your goals and
Yes.
then being able to prepare for it. I know that we all have such great dreams and aspirations, and sometimes, like you said, it can feel really challenging to get those loans or figure it all out. But when you have the support of folks who know how to maneuver that and how to set your business up so that when you open your books up to the institutions, they're seeing the things that they want to see. It really puts you ahead of the curve. I love you. Do you have a story, Jackie, of a client that you helped in this way and how things worked out?
So, I do a lot with business succession planning. And so oftentimes business owners are the primary revenue drivers of their business, especially earlier on. But if they're really looking at trying to build a business that can be passed on or has value to someone else, we need to start shifting away from that business owner being the primary revenue driver and building out underneath. So, for example, there was especially in the therapist world, oftentimes they'll start as one therapist and they're running their business. Then they expand and they might add a couple of other therapists, but they're still the ones bringing in the bulk of the revenue. So I was able to help someone really shift that away from them being the primary revenue driver and bringing in a number of other therapists. And now those therapists bring in probably 95% or more of the revenue. Now the business is able to be really valued. And it opens up doors for funding, opens up doors for selling the business to someone else. So there's a lot that can happen with that, but there has to be a shift, and it does take time. It's not something you're going to be like, oh, okay, I can do that overnight. It does take setting those goals and saying, okay, I'm going to shift each year away from me and building that revenue underneath me. And that takes time, but we can do that together because we start talking about that and what has to happen to bring in more people to have those revenues. Like, what kind of benefits should you be offering to attract the qualified professionals that you need to have joining you, for example? Maybe it's a retirement plan. Maybe there's some other group benefits. What can we be doing to attract those quality personnel that you need? So all of that is something that I can help with. On a broader scale, as far as the nuts and bolts of it, that's where you can lean in on other LPL members who are specifically for bringing in hiring talent. How do you recruit that talent? That's not me. I just can tell you need to bring in more talent. So there's other people. That's why this group is so important, because we can always tap into other professionals within the group that can specialize and hone in and help you in those other areas, HR, things like that.
I love this conversation that we're having, and I can almost hear the questions from our Ladies Power Lunch members asking, but Jackie, I don't know if my business could be a candidate for something like that. Who would be a good client who would be able to go through that process with you and see improvement? I know, for example, we're brick and mortar business, so it's quite possible, but who are you doing the best kind of work with?
Honestly, it can be done with, I've worked with coaches. It's the same, whether your business is primarily online or in a brick and mortar business. Obviously your expenses are vastly different, but revenue is revenue and net revenue is net revenue. We just need to figure out what are your expenses. And so And it depends on, you also have to tell me, like, how big do I want this business to grow? Am I just trying to bring in, 50,000 a year, or do I want to have a business that's $1 million a year revenue business? And by the way, the one I was just talking about did get to that, over that threshold, which was exciting. So, it's exciting to have that. So honestly, it would be probably not the business that is the multi-level marketing ones, because they already have a lot of that support through those organizations. But if you're trying to start your own business, whether it be service or product, I can help with all of that. Services probably even more so if it's a service-based business.
I love that.
I'm not sure if I answered your question.
You absolutely did. You absolutely did. And I love that answer. The answer to all these questions is call Jackie. I have a question, call Jackie.
Well, and the other thing too is it never hurts to have a consultation. Because I feel like one of my gifts that I bring is that I am an out of the box thinker. And I can have conversations with business owners and give ideas. And just like you, Davia, can connect them with other people. Oh my gosh, you're a master connector. All I can say. But bringing that in, just even having a consultation, I don't charge for that. Let's just brainstorm. Let's just see. And maybe if it's not now, then I can help you with some of that, because maybe you're really in the early stages. We can have a conversation and get you going. And then maybe it's a year from now, we actually get down into some of the nitty gritty stuff. But just have that consult. I'm open. I love meeting with women and exploring.
I love this because I had a women's networking meeting here in my office this morning, and it's just a small group of women coming together, and we were talking, and the conversation was so rich and really meaningful. One of the things that came up is that a lot of the times we sell ourselves short.
100%.
We don't realize how much we are capable of. And so we look at our businesses and we think, okay, my business is just this one small thing. But what about your business is this one small thing and it's right here. But what about the person over here who needs your business too? And the person over there and that other person over there? How are you going to help all those people who are losing sleep at night because they need the service that you provide or the product that you provide? How are you going to get it to them? And there are ways, whether it is expanding or whether it is licensing or franchising, or when you start having these conversations with women in business, they're like, I don't think I could do that with my business, but it's possible.
It is so possible. And I have worked with women for, 7 years or more, and to watch them. So another quick story. I had a woman who went through a divorce right before COVID. We started meeting, and she was left similar to my situation, having to start over financially. She had 3 sons. She wanted to be able to have that work-life balance. She also had a deep desire to get that further training to work with children who are dyslexic. And it's a lot. I had no idea until I met her how diverse that is. I had it just that, you get some words mixed up or letters mixed up. No, it's vastly more complicated. So she was not anywhere near 59 and a half. She had received some money, just a little bit of a pool of money through an IRA. And I said, look, what's it going to cost you to get this training? And she told me the amount. And I said, then we're going to take an early distribution out of your IRA, and you're going to pay for this because you're investing in yourself. But that's my retirement. I said, you're not going to be able to build that retirement until you build this business. She now has a waiting list. She is now part of the alumni through the same course program that she took it from. She is now on that board and teaching. And she has this huge business that she has developed for herself and been able to be home with her children. So it can happen. She never in a million years thought she could. She was so unsure. And I said, you can do this. And so we met, every month for a while, going through expenses and helping her do all that. How many clients was she going to need to see? How is she going to get those clients in the middle of COVID of all things? And look at her now. Yeah. She's living the life. Love it. She's loving life, and she's doing what she was meant to do. And she's helping so many students. So
I love that. And can you imagine, Jackie? This is where I get really, really adamant when I'm talking to the women in business who are part of our circle. Can you imagine all those children and families that she has been able to help as a result of her taking this leap into this business? She's been able to help them individually. She's been able to help the families. She's been able to help new practitioners come through that program. Like
Yeah.
all those people were losing sleep at night because they needed the work that she does.
I
And if she
have
didn't
such
take that
respect.
chance,
Yeah.
if she didn't take that chance, Jackie, where would those people be?
Right. The ripples
So
that she
I
has
tell
made out, she will never even see the end of them. Never.
exactly. This is a beautiful story. I'm so glad that you shared that because what I am really, really hoping that we can all take away is that we're here on purpose. Our businesses have purpose. We matter. Our businesses matter. And we're here to do amazing things in the world and make the world a better place. And it takes cash to care. So we need to make sure that we're really focused on our finances. And sometimes doing it alone is not going to cut it. And so we do need folks like Jackie to help us to do the best with the resources that we have. So, Jackie, in this space that we're in right now, this year, this new year, what are some of the do's and don'ts that you would recommend for us as women in business when it comes to our finances in order for us to end the year looking at our finances and smiling? What do you suggest? What do's and don'ts?
I mean, the absolute first thing that I do with every client, and it doesn't matter whether you are a startup business, whether you have a business that is hugely, successful, whether you're getting ready to retire, I do a cash flow analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And it is imperative because otherwise your money is running you and it's running your business. You are not running your money. We need to know where the money is coming in from, where it is going out, and then how do we effectively use those dollars? Because sometimes people don't need as much money in funding as they think they do if we just made the dollars that they already have coming in work more efficiently. So we have to start there. That is first and foremost. And then after that, we need to talk about how are you going to get the funding for it? How are you going to start saving for your own retirement or your own personal family goals? Because that's also really hard for business owners. They pour it all back in the business and then they sit around themselves and have nothing saved for themselves. They have no emergency for themselves. They have nothing. So we've got to also, it's really important that we work on that aspect at the same time, because you can find yourself in a very dire situation and lose everything you just worked so hard for. So we have to be able to build up ways to preserve and reduce risk. And I know that they are not fun things to talk about. And it is those things that we all like sit there going, oh my gosh, I don't have to talk about it. And if I don't talk about it, it's like, if I don't see it, it's not there. Well, it is there. It is there and it will potentially rear its ugly head. So we need to have those conversations and talk about that. So those are some of the do's. The don'ts would be don't not call either myself or someone else that can help you. Do not try to do this alone. There's no need to. You don't need, it's hard. It's hard. I always tell people when we're getting ready to do the cash flow, they go, well, just send me the form. I'll fill it in. I said, no, it's something that people don't generally like to do. And it's always good to do unpleasant tasks with a buddy. And I'm your buddy. I'm your secretary. We're going to get through this together and it's not so painful. And then when you're done, you feel on top of the world. So I would just say, don't do it alone. Do work with somebody. Do take care of yourself. Put your self-care on the top of the list, and do make sure that you're saving money for yourself, for vacations or for other things. If you pour it all back in your business, that's not going to be good for you. We need to carve out some for yourself as well. Hopefully that was helpful.
That was super, super helpful. So Jackie, I like when folks come to the show, they watch the show and they get something that they can take away and actually apply in their business right away and just run with it. What's one piece of homework that you can give us that can help us in this environment that we find ourselves in business now?
Well, guess what? You're in a perfect situation right now. Is February 5th. Everybody's busy collecting the data to send to their accountants, right? You have to do the work anyway. While you're doing that, start really thinking about like, what did I spend money on? Where did it come in from? And where was the money that came in? Where was that the easiest to find? Replicate that. Where did I spend money? And really look to say, broad picture, I'm not saying get down into the, staples in paper clips, but I'm just saying, look and say, where did I spend my money last year? And where did that bring me in revenue? The other things, maybe I need to really reassess those and let those fall away and focus more on those things that brought in the revenue. That's how you're going to make a big shift for 2025, is replicating where the revenue came in from, growing that piece, and where did I spend my money to be the most efficient to bring in that revenue. If you did those two things as you're preparing for your taxes, I think you're going to have a pretty good picture of where 2025 has to go for you.
I love that homework. That homework is boss. And actually, I am going to do that homework also. Jackie, that's amazing. That's outstanding. Folks are watching along and they're like, oh my gosh, Jackie is so brilliant. How can I also connect with Jackie? How can folks reach out to you?
So, obviously you can go to the website. It is B&L Financial Architects. So it's BLFINARC.com. If you click under, I think it's About Us, you'll find me. It is my own business, but I do fall under the doing business as name of B&L Financial Architects. So just click on me. My contact information is all there. And also there's some really great calculators on our website. Go to resources and go to calculators. You can look up all kinds of different things like, hey, if I had this loan and I wanted to pay it off, the interest calculation, I want to pay it off sooner. How much would I have to pay extra? There's all kinds of fun calculators on there. They might enjoy as well. But that's probably the easiest way because all my contact information is there.
Are you on LinkedIn or
I'm on LinkedIn. I do have a Facebook page as well. So you can certainly contact me there and reach out direct. My phone number, which I'm always happy to give, is 860-500-0051. It is the coolest number ever. And, just reach out any way you wish. I am here for you, all of you. I love to meet. I love to explore. Even if you think, oh, I am not ready to see a financial advisor. One last story. I always use this. If I were to have somebody come to clean my house and I went and cleaned it up first because I was embarrassed about the messiness, does that make any sense at all? Don't wait to go to a financial advisor until your house is clean. You need me now. So don't wait. Just reach out. Don't be embarrassed.
but Jackie, it's real though. Like
Yeah.
folks are gonna be a little hesitant to open up their books and
Mhm.
especially when things are not exactly where they want them. I mean, how can we get past that?
By working with somebody that you feel that you can trust, that is not going to
Yes.
shame you. I had a woman walk into my office. She was full of shame about her financial situation. She had a notebook that she had written down a lot of things. We just sat and talked about her life, her goals, her dreams before we ever talked about finance. I shared some of my story so that she could see, people see me, but as we just shared, I've had my shares of ups and downs as well. She had her hands on her book and she wasn't going to take them off. And I said, well, it's now time. We got to open the book. And she burst into tears. I had a box of tissues there. I said, it's going to be okay. And then she finally took her hands off the book and opened it up. And when she left, she was grinning from ear to ear. She felt the shame was gone. She
Mhm.
felt confident in a path forward. And we just worked from there. So that's what you just let go of that shame. You're in a safe place with me.
Thank you for sharing that because I know that is something that's very real for folks. True story. Thanks for joining us today, Jackie. At the end of every show, we like to pull a card. And I gotta say, I got this new deck. My manager, Sandy, actually
Oh,
gave
I
it
love
to me
Sandy.
I know everybody who, one of those people who just every life that they come into contact with, they take it in a positive way. That's Sandy right there. Anyway, she gave me this new deck and it was for Christmas and it's called the Dreamscape Oracle. And I've used it just the one time so far. I've pulled from it. So it's pretty interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for us today. I like to pull a card. I don't really think of them as being predictive. I think that what happens with me with the cards is I pull a card and it causes something that's been floating around in my brain to suddenly come into focus and I get an opportunity to perhaps think about it a different way. So I always post these cards after I pull them and I share them in the Ladies Power Lunch group. So if you're not yet a member of Ladies Power Lunch, again, let me invite you, come join us just to go to growsmarternotharder.com/login. So the card that I pulled, it's the Seer. And let's see what the Seer means. Like I said, this is a new deck for me, so I'm really enjoying what it has to say. They know they have the power to open their third eye and see past what is known and peer right into the unknown. The seer honors the gifts that God has bestowed upon them. They allow their imagination to tell them what will come and how to manage the flow of information. Snakes wrap around their neck, protecting, defending all the words and visions of the seeker. Going up to meet them invokes the will of God. Are you ready to hear what they have to tell you? Can you handle the news they will tell you about what is coming into your life for better or worse? Well, for me, this tells me that the people who are the experts are the seers, like Jackie, and they're here to basically tell us what we need to know and help guide us into the next area of our lives. And we
I even
need to
heard
be
a little
able
bit
to
of a out of the box kind of tone in that as well. Like think beyond.
think beyond. Yeah. And I love this. Can you handle the news they will tell
Yeah.
you? Like, can you handle learning about your finances? Can you handle like what's happening here? Can you really can you deal with it?
Mhm.
Listen to the universe in order to bring your dreams to life. Locate the balance between fate and free will. I love, love, love this one. It's a really, really nice deck. I'm really enjoying it. And I will post
And
this one in the
and
group.
let's just also say, can you handle it? Can you handle the excitement? Can you handle envisioning yourself being that successful? Can you
Yeah.
handle it? Let's flip it to a positive.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm even gonna go so far as to say you can handle
Yep.
it.
Absolutely. I fully believe that. Yes.
It. You're here for so much. You have so much to offer. You think even if you are where you thought you wanted to be, there's even more that's
Yes.
available to you. This
Yes.
is my message to you today. I love this so much. Jackie, you are outstanding. I appreciate you joining us today. I want to
Appreciate you.
say to everybody who's catching us, whether you are catching us on our podcast, on YouTube, if you're catching us on social media, if you're catching us on the Win-Win Woman platform, on Apple TV, Roku TV, Fire TV, however you're connecting with us. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to ask a favor of you. Wherever you're finding us, rate and review us. Leave us a 5-star review. Drop a comment. However you're connecting with us, just let us know that you're seeing us, that you're hearing us. It might not take even a moment for you to do that, but it really means everything to us. Like, subscribe, all the things in all the places. Thanks so much for watching along with us. Thanks again, Jackie, and I'll see you all on the next show. Bye, everyone.
Hi, I'm Misha Hadaway, CEO and owner of Gentle Mama Counseling, and you're tuned into the Ladies Power Lunch.
Hi, I'm Nadine Keller, CEO of Precision Sales Coaching and Training, and you are tuned into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Debbie Sodergren, the CEO of Up Vibrations, and you are plugged into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Christy Sullivan, human design expert, author, and speaker, and you are tuned in to the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Keisha Zulo, president of Events of Joy, and you're tuned into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Mary Colangelo. I'm an international fashion therapist, and you are tuned in to the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Lucretia Clemens, the CEO of Freedom Life Therapy and Wellness. You are tuned in to the Ladies Power Lunch Show.
Hi, I'm Kiana Coachman Strickland, also known as DJ Q Boogie. I'm the founder of Female DJ Association, and you are tuned into the Ladies Power Lunch Show.